You might be familiar with the fact that Keanu Reeves is widely regarded as the kindest and most helpful man in Hollywood. It's surprising, given the challenges fate has thrown his way. Born in Beirut, Lebanon's capital, he faced abandonment by his father at the tender age of 3, growing up with 3 stepfathers while shouldering the responsibility of caring for his younger sister. Keanu Reeves' father was an unusual man who did not have a university degree and received his matriculation certificate in prison. His mother moved to Toronto, but the boy's troubles did not end there. His classmates laughed at him because of his dyslexia, which led to him changing schools 4 times in 5 years, including an acting school from which he was expelled. After that, he continued his studies at a Catholic school for boys, but he left before receiving his matriculation certificate. Around the same time, Keanu began to play hockey, and his teammates nicknamed him The Wall because he was a first-class goalkeeper who felt confident on the ice. However, his dream of becoming a hockey player was shattered by a serious car accident. Just as he was starting to recover from it, his best friend passed away from a drug overdose. These were his early years, during which the young man had no idea what awaited him in the future. Despite all the hardships and heartbreak, he found the strength to keep going. He moved out of his parents' home and into his friend's basement, where he began to work 3 jobs simultaneously: sharpening skates at the local hockey rink, cutting bushes in parks, and cooking spaghetti in an Italian restaurant. After some time, he finally found his soulmate who made him the happiest person alive. Fate, however, had another blow in store for him. Their first child was a stillborn baby girl. Keanu was still coping with this loss when, 2 years later, his beloved wife also passed away. She lost control of the car and died in a terrible accident. At that time, Keanu was only 37 years old. Despite his successful career, he felt all alone in this vast and cruel world. The only living creature that made it worth coming home was his beloved dog. When he closed his eyes before going to sleep, Keanu saw only emptiness. We don't know how each of us would have acted in his shoes, but despite everything that happened, Keanu still made it a priority to be a righteous human being. Even after 20 years, Keanu did not get over the grief. He never remarried, nor did he have any more children. Nevertheless, he found a way to realize himself, namely by helping to make the world a better place. At the peak of his popularity, Keanu established a fund to fight cancer and has been donating about 70% of his royalties to cancer research. This decision was influenced by the illness of his beloved little sister, Keanu Reeves, who struggled with leukemia for 10 years but fortunately defeated the disease. Reeves even became the guardian of his younger sister, and it is thanks to him that she is still alive and enjoying life today. However, this is just one small example of the incredible generosity of this actor. His kind deeds are even more popular than the main roles he plays in movies. For example, when the young actor was filming The Lake House, he accidentally overheard a conversation between 2 costume designers. One of them sobbed and told her friend that she was going to lose her house if she did not pay $200,000 by the end of the month. She and her children would end up homeless, and it's likely that things would have turned out exactly like that. However, upon hearing that conversation, Keanu Reeves deposited the necessary amount into the woman's account that same day. Nobody asked him to do it, but he decided that it was the right thing to do. The young woman said that she and her family will never forget this incredible act, but that was only the beginning. After receiving his huge earnings from the Matrix trilogy, Keanu did not spend it on expensive trinkets like many of his colleagues, nor did he invest it in his own future. Instead, he chose to share it with the entire crew: makeup artists, costume designers, stuntmen, and understudies, who are rarely seen on screen. He gave a Harley-Davidson motorcycle to his stuntmen and helped another crew member solve their family's financial problems. In total, he gave away approximately $50 million of his own money to the crew. Can you imagine such a thing? Reeves believes that the crew are the real heroes without whom none of the films would have been possible. What's most surprising about this story is that this person dines with the world's biggest celebrities, is friends with the most famous people in Hollywood, but still continues to remain a simple and modest guy in his everyday life. You will never see him with security guards because he simply doesn't have any. Instead, you will often see him on the subway giving away his seat to a stranger or on a park bench feeding pigeons. He does not spend millions on expensive clothes and luxury items, but instead buys clothes that are on sale. He really doesn't like to waste money on trivial things and prefers to donate huge amounts to children's hospitals and other worthy causes. In 1997, the paparazzi caught 33-year-old Keanu Reeves spending his morning in the company of a Los Angeles homeless man. They conversed for a few hours, after which nobody saw the homeless man on that corner ever again. Perhaps he went on to start a new life. In 2010, another series of pictures traveled around the world. On that unremarkable morning, Keanu walked into an ordinary bakery and bought himself a pastry with a single candle in it. He proceeded to eat the pastry alone in front of the bakery, offering coffee to those who stopped to talk to him, and not refusing their requests to take pictures with them. That's how the mega-popular and wealthy actor celebrated his 46th birthday, with ordinary people on the street next to a bakery rather than in a palace with the Hollywood elite. Few people know that the actor regularly gave up 90% of his asking price to increase the movie's budget and enable it to feature other famous actors who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford to star in it. This resulted in him redistributing his own money among the entire cast, and many famous people appeared in different movies because of him. They'd also decreased their asking price after finding out that the main star refused money for their stake. Often, when famous people engage in charitable giving, they make it known to the entire public, but Keanu never made big proclamations about his charity. He does it out of personal values and kindness rather than seeking recognition from others. Even now, you might spot him enjoying lunch on a park bench or walking through a subway station. Despite having the means to acquire anything he desires, he chooses each morning to pursue something money can't buy, being a good person. Many perceive Keanu as melancholic or dispirited, but he asserts that he's genuinely content. In an interview, he once mentioned that having clean clothes and food is more than sufficient for his happiness. We extend our wishes for Keanu's continued health and success while deeply admiring his exemplary actions. Hopefully, the future will bring forth more individuals like him, a global citizen, an exceptional actor, and above all, a person with a compassionate heart. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.